congratulations. How does it feel to be at the Sundance Film Festival?
Amazing. It was a shame that American one got closed down because I was in America at the time, so I was like, I'm going. And then 2 weeks before they closed it down. So, but to be here and still have a little kind of Sundance energy is great.
And can you tell us a little bit about the character that you play in Brian and Charles?
Well, yeah, I'm the nemesis. I'm the bully. Which is like, which is fun to play. And it just anything that Brian has, Eddie would, if he wants it, he'll take it.
How did you get involved in the project in the first place?
They sent me the film and the script because it was a short before, which I didn't know anything about. So they sent me that and the script, and I was like, oh my God, I just need to knock the competition out of the way now and bully them. So anyway, I met them, and I'd met Jim before, and Rupert, the producer, I'd worked with before, but there was still a lot of kind of work to do to kind of get the part, because I mean this game's a bit ruthless. All I can say is it worked out. So yeah.
What was it like being on location? What were some of the challenges of filming somewhere so remote?
So we did the read through just before the first lockdown, and we were about to start filming, and then we went into lockdown, and we were like, is this film going to get made? Are we ever going to make it? What's going to happen? And then like coming up to November, it was like you can leave your house if you have a letter that says you can work, So then the next thing we were like, we had this whole town to ourselves. We were in like Betsy Cohen, this beautiful place in North Wales, and there was no one there. So we're like, it was amazing. It's like just amazing. And obviously that's a beautiful part of the world, and I didn't know anything about it. And it was sort of like, felt a bit like you had the keys to a realm in a way, it was like, so we were very lucky.
And how was it filming with the twins? Did you kind of get them confused?
I love them. They're so cool, and they kept me on point because obviously I'm not Scottish in the film, and they're hardcore Welsh girls. So I was just like, look, you need to keep me straight, and they did. Yeah. So.
And what were some of the highlights? What sort of scene did you really enjoy filming?
Everything was a gem in this film. Like there's not a moment where you're just like, oh, we're doing this today. Everything's like, because we don't know what's going to happen. They're quite open to a bit of improv and, and all this. And just trying to do a scene without him laughing. I mean, he's so adorable. But fuck it, he's like, I'm sorry, I'll be all right in a minute. And it was like that the whole way through. So, it was just a joy.
I mean, there's especially a very funny scene where you're in a car chasing him and he's chucking cabbages at you and everything. I mean, that must be really fun to film.
That was fun because they're quite stunty. So there's like, you don't have that kind of bond, that in the moment thing. So like those scenes are more technical, whereas when you're just one-on-one, you just don't know what's going to happen. So that's a lot more fun. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was all great.
And what do you hope that viewers will take away from this after watching it?
I think this is probably, whenever you go on Netflix or you go on Amazon Prime or you go on any of these, you're kind of like looking for the next comedy, the next thing that you just want to sit down and lose yourself. That's what this film does. It makes you lose yourself, and it kind of makes you, I don't know, because it's got that feeling of like loneliness and then coming out of that. And I think it's needed. I think it's a beautiful film in a time where there's a lot of lonely people in the world, and I think that this will, help them get through moments. And I just feel that there's nothing like it, really. So I'm proud of that. Yeah.
And what's next for you?
I've just finished doing a couple of things I can't really say as the way it goes. And so I'm about to do lots of press on some of that. And so I don't know. Do you know, I've been away a lot and I've got a family, and I actually just need to be at home for now. So I'm going to kind of enjoy this little moment, and then we'll see what happens kind of in a few months.
And obviously preparing for this role, I know you were in Game of Thrones, and that's quite a brutal kind of role. Did you kind of channel any of that into this, or were you just like have fun with it and just whatever?
No, because those things are so kind of they're so big that you know it's not there's no personal touch with unless I guess unless you're kind of you know so kind of in there. So those jobs are kind of different. Whereas this is a British independent film. When it comes to that, it's like you know we need the right people. We you know the budget is this. When things are kind of slimmer like that, it's so much more connected. You know. There's no place to get lost. And this is such a small cast compared to something like Game of Thrones. It's such a huge cast. It's such a beast, you know. And I've done films like that where, you know, there's so many of you and it's great, but it's just kind of it's just a different animal, you know. There's like how many people are in this film? 6 or 7 people? I mean, like that's amazing. That's like a play, you know, so very different.
Yeah, and you must have felt quite bonded in your time filming together.
Oh, for sure, yeah. It was such a great group of people. Yeah, it's amazing. And I think that comes across.
Yeah, it definitely does. Well, thank you so much for speaking to me. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
All right,
you.
thanks, my love.